So thank you for coming today to support these 11 students, their families, our coaching staff. This is typically a really nice and sweet and meaningful event. And there'll be some time for you to come down toward the end to enjoy some cake and to say congratulations in person and take some photos. I am also appreciative to the coaches and to Mark Tips, who has made it a passion to help a lot of our students who have the athletic ability to realize that they could enjoy college in a greater and fuller way and perhaps leverage their college options through sports. So this has been a real joy to watch over these past years. And I'm going to turn it over now to Mr. Tips, who will organize the rest of this event.
Great. Thanks. Thank you, Brad. Appreciate your help throughout all this process. I want to welcome all of our students today and our parents and family members and friends of these kids. We're going to honor 11 boys today. And these guys really deserve some special honor. This is in the past couple of years, we've worked it up to the point where we've had over 20 signing. We may have a few more who sign. We typically have a second ceremony later in the spring. But these kids have had to overcome, this is the COVID class, basically. So these kids, some of you parents remember our first meeting wasn't face-to-face. It was on a Zoom call. And we had to talk about camps and showcases that had been canceled and what do we do, and coaches that aren't allowed to leave their campus. And these kids overcame all that, which is pretty amazing, and I'm really proud of them. What we're going to do today, we'll proceed alphabetically by sport. So we'll go baseball, crew, football, golf, lacrosse, tennis, and track. And then alphabetically within each sport by boy. And the coach will speak about your son. When he's finished, you all will make your way through this maze. I apologize, but we've got a play going, and so these are props for the play. Normally, you just walk straight up. Today, you get bonus points if you don't trip, and you can make it up behind your kid. And we'll take pictures and have him sign. And when everyone's done, we'll get a group picture of everyone, and then we'll serve cake to everybody, starting with the seniors who are here. Before I turn it over to our coaches, I want to say a few words. I know that this is a proud moment for all of you as parents. I remember sitting out there a few years ago. And it's a proud moment, but also a bittersweet moment, isn't it? Because it's a culmination of a lot of effort. You guys have watched these guys since they were this big, going to the ball field, going to the tennis court, going to the golf course, whatever it might be. And you've taken them in all kinds of weather, and you've been at tournaments and spent all day in places you never thought existed. And now it kind of comes to this. So there's a bittersweet part of this. And I'm going to tell you, these next 4 years are going to go really quickly. They will go faster than these last 4. And so soak it in. Go watch them play if you can. Watch them on a broadcast if you can. But soak it in. It'll go by so fast, it'll blow your mind. I'm really proud, as Brad mentioned, of these boys, but also of the schools. If you just look at the schools that they're going to, Rhodes and Center and Vanderbilt, W&L, Auburn, Hamilton, VMI, Holy Cross, Washington University, and West Point, those are phenomenal schools. And I'm really excited for these kids and the choices that they've made. Guys, for you, I want to tell you what awaits you. Fun, for sure. You're going to have a lot of fun in college. You're going to have even more fun playing a sport. Hard work awaits you. These coaches have worked you hard, but you're going to find that there's 7 a.m. workouts that you get to go to. It wasn't just football here. And there's going to be a lot of hard work that awaits you. You're going to shed tears. I promise you that. But some of them will be tears of joy. Some will be tears of anguish. But that's a learning moment. It'll make you better men down the road. You're going to learn a lot of life lessons. And most importantly, you're going to create enduring friendships. These will be the people, along with the folks you've gone to school here with, who you will be in touch with the rest of your life. 40 years ago, I graduated from college. It's been 40 years since I played college football. I am still very close to the guys I played with. These are the guys who will stand up at your wedding. These are guys that you'll call when things are going great for you. These are the guys you'll call when the chips are down. And that's probably the best thing that you're going to get to experience in the next 4 years. So I'm going to ask 3 things of you, and I say this to every class. Number 1, be the best students you can be. It's possible somebody up here will make a living in sports as a player, a professional player, but in all likelihood, it's probably against the odds. And how you do as a student will affect you the rest of your life. Work hard first as a student. Secondly, be the best teammate you can be. That sounds trite, sounds obvious, but in a world of free agency and transfer portals, everything is about me. Me. Don't make it about you. Make it about your team. Make it about your teammates. If you do that, you will get so much more out of this experience, and you'll be the kind of people you ought to be. And finally, give it 100% no matter what you're doing. Live a life without regret. I have never met anyone my age who's looked back and said, "Dadgummit, I wish I had just tried a little less. Wish I'd have studied a little less. Wish I'd have worked a little less at practice." But I have heard a lot of people say the opposite. I wonder what my life would have been like if I had busted my hump all the time. Don't be one of those people, okay? If you do that, I promise you, you'll have 4 great years, but more importantly, you'll have 40 great years after that, okay? Before I ask Coach Anderson to come up, I just want to take a quick personal moment, ask Amanda Dreyer to come down here. Where are you? Come on down. Take your mask off. Come down. And you can save that. No, you can save it. Wait. All right. So as many of you know, next week is her last week here. She's leaving. But I'm proud of her. She's got a great challenge ahead, great opportunities, and I'm really excited for her and what comes next in her life. But I wanted to take a second and just thank her publicly, not just for the stuff she does for the athletic department, but in this realm right here. She's been a tremendous partner. Those of you sitting here, you've been lots of meetings, lots of emails, lots of phone calls. She's always been there. She loves these kids. And like me, I think the thing that's most rewarding is when we see this and then we see these kids come back in a year or two and we say, "How's it going?" And they say, "God, Coach, I love it. I love my classes. I love my professors. I love my team. It's awesome." That's a great feeling. And she has been an absolute wonder to work with, a delight every day. I'm going to miss her tremendously, and I hope you'll join me in thanking her. You want to say something? Are you sure? I asked her if she wanted to say a few words, but she doesn't like public speak, so she's going to sit back down. All right, Mike, come on up. Coach Anderson, kick us off and get us going with baseball first.
Before I start talking about Carson, I just want to say I'm blessed to be able to teach our coach and teach when I taught him these 3 young men, because they're absolutely great human beings and great people, first and foremost, taking the athletics and putting it aside. All right, Carson. Every time Carson steps on the field, he's the most athletic player on the field. He can absolutely fly and track down any ball in the outfield. And he has a cannon for an arm. As a junior, he started 22 of the 26 games in the outfield, either in center field or right field. He also had 67 plate appearances, which was 4th on the team, along with 4 to 5 throwing assists from the outfield. He threw out at least 4 to 5 I think he threw out 3 at third and 2 at home, which a couple of them were game savers. Carson will be leading the 2022 team in the outfield while stealing at least 20 bases. You heard that. 20 bases, okay? No pressure. With these talents of Carson, he will continue to help Center compete for the title next year. Congratulations, Carson.
A real smile, Carson.
It was funny yesterday, Peyton walked up and said, "Are you going to embarrass me tomorrow, Coach?" And I said, "No, Peyton, this is your day, buddy." Okay. Peyton has been on the varsity since his sophomore year. He saw no action as a sophomore because we had the season canceled because of COVID. As a junior, Peyton started 17 of the 26 total games behind the plate. If you haven't seen him play, you should see his arm. He has a great arm, a very quick release, which aids in his throwing out base runners, and he loves to show it off. Okay. He does an amazing job managing our pitching staff and being the quarterback on the field. Peyton loves the game of baseball, and you can see this every time he steps on the field. I have to make him leave every day. He has worked so hard this fall and winter preparing for the season. He will be counted on to lead this year's team as a senior and throw out 35% of base runners. You heard that, right? Okay. I know you will make a great impact at Rhodes. Congratulations, Peyton. Brandon, one more. Landon is a special player and more so a special person. He does anything asked of him without questioning or complaining. His work ethic over the last 2 years has been well beyond anyone around him. Landon has had his fair share of setbacks with injuries over the last several years, but he continues to work even harder. On the field, Landon punishes baseballs like the one he hit over the fence, over the scoreboard, I should say, at BA last year. Landon will play first, third, and DH this year while he leads the team in all offensive categories. Okay, you got it? All right. I know that you will be a great impact at W&L in the classroom and on the diamond. Congratulations, Landon.
Okay. Next up will be Coach Kessler, and he'll be talking about Stephen Meyer, who's going to the College of the Holy Cross.
So right before this, I was chatting with his parents, and we both agree that 4 years ago, none of us would have expected to have been standing here. Stephen was brand new to NBA. He was brand new to rowing. And we had a particularly strong freshman group that year, and so we started in the third freshman 8. So number 17 through 24 was where he was. But the one thing that Stephen has always had is an unwavering work ethic. And so by that spring, he had worked himself up into the top freshman 8 that took second at the Midwest Championships and finished 6th in the nation. And he hasn't stopped. He realized that, one of the things that was holding him back was just athletic ability and moving, so he decided to get into swimming just to see if that would help. Stephen has never been afraid to put in work to get what he wants. And over the past 3 years, he's grown into one of the best rowers that this program has had. And even more importantly than his growth as a rower has been his growth as a person. He's now a confident young man who's willing to help anybody. And he's a phenomenal team captain. And he's going to do wonderful things at Holy Cross. His passion for the sport is infectious. And I'm sure it's going to carry over for the next 4 years. Congratulations, Stephen.
Next up is Coach Everard with football. He's going to be talking about Grayson Morgan, who's going to Vanderbilt, and Ryan Schmottke, who's going to Washington University in St. Louis.
Good morning. I'd first like to just say this about the two of these guys together, that these are two of the finest leaders in my 11 years at NBA that the NBA football team is fortunate to have. The way our season started and the way these guys conducted themselves on and off the field is just tremendous, and these guys are going to make a difference wherever they go in life. I'll start with Grayson here. Grayson was a 2-year starter for us at offensive tackle. He was our blindside left tackle and did a tremendous job. Grayson's physical and mental toughness made him a great player. His ability to bend, quick feet, and punch off the ball were outstanding. If it was 4th down and we needed a yard, we were running the ball behind Grayson. But maybe Grayson's greatest ability or quality was his leadership. He was voted team captain by his teammates and coaches. Grayson set the tone for practice by his effort, attitude, and willingness to challenge others to give their best. He simply had the ability to bring positive energy to any bad situation. Grayson was a Division II AAA All-Region and All-State selection, and he was truly vital to our team's success this year. Grayson will continue his education and play football at Vanderbilt University. Congratulations. Next, Ryan Schmottke. Ryan began his senior football season on a mission. That mission was to perform well as a punter and kickoff specialist, become a great leader, and be a force in our defensive secondary. And I can tell you, he accomplished all three parts of that mission. It was like having a coach on the field when Ryan was playing. His ability to lead and knowledge of the game allowed our defense to continually build confidence throughout the season. That confidence spread to every aspect of our team. Our defense ran through Ryan, and he never wavered in his desire to be that leader for us. Ryan's leadership and outstanding play is one of the main reasons for our team's success. Ryan was voted all-region team, and more importantly, he was one of our team captains. Ryan will continue his education and play football at Washington University in St. Louis. Congratulations, Ryan.
Okay, next up will be Coach Sean Jackson, head golf coach. He'll be talking about Bradford Cummins, who will be going to West Point.
All right, this past season, when opposing coaches and players would come to our matches and see Bradford, the first thought is usually, is he still here? Okay. Bradford was a 5-year starter for our golf program, which means in every big match in the last 5 years, Bradford's been a part of. The second thought that these opposing coaches and players said, I'm going to follow that group. Because when you watch Bradford play, there's a good chance you'll see something you might have not ever seen before on a golf course. He plays shots like no one else can, moves the ball left, right, up or down. He's not afraid to go low, and he plays with a passion. In our matches, most times I have to go up and ask the players, okay, how you doing? How's the round going? With Bradford, you can see probably about 2 holes away how the round is going. Is his hat on or off? How fast is he walking? Okay, those are the kind of things. Now, for people on the edges of our program, that is how Bradford is remembered. But for those of us who are around him consistently, the legacy is going to be more than that. I see someone who is committed to being good, who works hard when no one is looking. I see someone who can lead. His personality draws you in and keeps you interested, but his willingness to take chances and go for it without fear of failure is what is contagious. 10 years from now, I'm not sure I'm going to remember a lot of Brad's exploits on the course. The fact that he was 6 under after 9 holes in a Baylor match. The fact that he finished 3rd in the state one year after leading after day 1, or any of the individual events that he won. What is going to stick with me is he never cheated the opportunity. Either the thing is going well or not. If he was in, he was all in. And he gave others the inspiration to do the same. So our loss is going to be West Point's gain, and I'm sure Bradford will have the same impact to do the same thing at the next level. Congratulations, Bradford.
Okay, next up we've got Coach Garvey, lacrosse coach. He'll be talking about Austin English, who will be attending VMI.
Before I start on Austin, I want to say how happy I am for Bradford. He's been our manager the last 2 years, and anyone who saw him last year at the state championship game in khaki shorts, a tie, and his NBA coat knows that he is definitely all in. So, in 85-degree heat, so we know he's all in. So we're proud of you, Bradford. Austin English, I mean, going to Virginia Military Institute, an incredible leadership institute with a really great history of Division I lacrosse. So Austin is a great story. Came here last year as a junior, and I can say, you know, list the accomplishments: 47 goals, 17 assists, All-American, League Offensive Player of the Year, 5 goals in the state championship game. All right, but that doesn't really even, you know, start to touch the surface of who Austin is and his story. You know, he's relentless. People who play with him and against him would say that he's a fiery competitor who plays with an edge, sometimes going a little too far, but oftentimes elevating the others around him and frustrating the opponents. All right, I think he's steadfast is a great way to describe him. He's willing to make sacrifices in order to achieve his goals. He sat out his whole sophomore year of lacrosse in order to come to NBA when he had a lot of other opportunities. So I think that tells you what his heart is like. And then he's a connector. You know, he brings people together. You see him talking to underclassmen. You know, as a senior, he talks to underclassmen, juniors through freshmen, works our youth camps and everything. So I'm really excited for Austin to join our 2021 grad, Luke Morenza, at VMI. I'm excited for his senior season. I'm not going to put any goals on him like Coach Anderson, but I'm really, really pumped to be here talking to Austin, talking about Austin, and see his family here. So we're proud of you, Austin.
Austin's in my economics class. I can give him a little grief, which meets right after this. Do not be late, okay? Just kidding. Kidding. All right, next up is Coach Nat Bird, our head tennis coach, and she is going to be talking about Anson Anderson, who's going to Hamilton College, and Hunter Johnson, who's going to Rhodes.
Anson is a 5-year letter winner with the tennis team. He's a part of a very strong class of players who has continued to improve throughout the years. Anson has a fast serve, a game full of variety, and incredible speed. Anson was named the most improved player on the team as a freshman and received the Spirit Award as a junior. He was part of the 2018 state championship team, as well as the 2019 and 2021 runner-up titles. Anson's positive attitude every day impacts his teammates. His leadership is felt all around the team. He's positive and he's loud. Anson is always willing to step up to the task, and he never shies away from a challenge. As outspoken as he is, Anson is great at leading by example. We're very excited to see what Anson is going to accomplish with the Big Red in his senior season. In the next few months, he's going to head up to Hamilton, and he's going to make a big impact in their squad. They're adding a hardworking and positive young man. Anson, you're going to make NBA very proud. Congratulations. Now Hunter Johnson. Hunter started his varsity career at NBA in 8th grade. He was a starter on a very strong team. Our very first match of the season, I hope you remember, it was against Baylor, at Baylor, on a rematch of the 2017 state championship match. Hunter was playing line 6 for us, and he came out with a very close win, 6-0, 6-7, 6-1, to win the match 4-3 for us. That match set the tone for the rest of the season, where NBA would come out as the champions of the Rotary Tournament, the Carter Invitational, and ultimately state champions. In addition to the team's success, Hunter also won the number 3 doubles title at the Carter Invitational here at home in front of his teammates. Last year, Hunter was a starter for us later in the season and competed in the playoffs and helped us get the runner-up title. That was a very strong team that only had 2 losses in the season, and Hunter was a big contributor. Hunter's strengths as a player are his consistency and ability to finish points at the net. In addition to that, Hunter is a very strong and kind young man who fights through adversity and puts his teammates first. The tennis team is excited to have Hunter in one last season before he starts his collegiate career at Rhodes. You have a lot of success ahead of you, Hunter. Congratulations.
Last but definitely not least is Coach Jan Pippin, our head track coach. She'll be talking about Takis Patikas, who'll be running track at Auburn University.
Good morning. Takis returned to track and field as a junior after spending 2 years playing lacrosse. Upon his return to track, he chose the most demanding, time-consuming, and brutal event on an athlete's body, the decathlon. Takis jumped in with both feet and went to work. He practiced at 6 a.m. and then again in the afternoon and almost every weekend in order to learn or relearn 10 events in about 12 weeks. Takis also wanted to help our team out anywhere else that he could, so he joined some relays and he ran the Open 4. In the 2021 city meet, he finished 2nd in the pole vault, 7th in the 100, and he won the 400 and was on our winning 4x400 meter relay. At regionals, he ran on the 3rd place 4x200 meter relay. He was the regional champion 4x400 meter relay. He finished 5th in the pole vault and won the individual title in the 400 meter dash on the way to helping us win the team regional title. At the state decathlon, he finished 5th. At the state track meet, he was again on the 4x2, earning 4th. He finished 4th in the Open 4, and he anchored our state championship 4x400 meter relay at the end of the meet. Takis has attracted attention from Division I college programs with just 1 season of track and field performances. He's already hard at work and has set his goals to break a record or 2 in May. Sam Banks. He's also already stepped up and been a great leader already, for which I'm very thankful. And I think that that's going to continue through the season, so I'm really excited to see his leadership this season. I know that there are a lot of people that he would choose to thank for their tireless effort with him last year, over the summer, and this fall if he was the one speaking. A few of those include his football coaches, Gary Kinder, the track coaches, and especially Coach Will Eskew and his mom, Kim. I'm excited to watch him this spring and then next year at Auburn University. Congratulations, Takis. War Eagle.
Okay, well, those are all of them. Here's what we're going to do. I'd like, first of all, when I finish, I'd like you to give them all a hand. When we're done with that, you guys stand up and get together as close as you can, figure that out. And parents and our photographer will come up and take pictures of you all as a group. And when that finally dies down, the folks that are going to help us cut cakes will come up and we'll start serving cake. Thank you all so very much for being here today. Proud of these guys. Let's give them all a hand right now.